Winter Park used to be my favorite ski area. It was everything I needed as I progressed from a beginner to an expert, and despite its massive stature, it still felt a little bit hidden. 10 years later, it's nothing like that at all. So today, I intend to let it all out. Here is a hater's guide to Winter Park.
I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so good.
Winter Park has a bunch of awesome lift names. I mean, Super Gauge, High Lonesome, those are absolutely legendary. But arguably the most legendary of all Winter Park lift names is Zephyr Express. The Zephyr Express quad was in desperate need of an upgrade, so not too many people were upset when it got replaced with a gondola. People were very excited to see the name of this new lift. Would it be the Zephyr Gondola? What about something to match the space names of Gemini, Endeavour, and Discovery? I mean, how cool would the Artemis or Columbia Gondola be? How about bringing back the Outrigger or Apollo name? You get the point, there were so many opportunities, and instead we got the Gondola. Absolutely brilliant. What's the plan when you build a gondola to town? You gonna call that one the Other Gondola? While we're on the topic of lifts, I would like to talk about your choices in the 90s when building new lifts. Lifts such as the Olympia Express were built with shorter terminals, which doesn't allow them to have a very high capacity. Many ski resorts who chose shorter terminals did it due to space constraints, but there are zero space constraints at Olympia and Prospector, and there was definitely enough space at High Lonesome to build a full-size terminal. This leads to choke points, especially at Olympia and Prospector, because while they're high-speed quads, the shorter terminals means they don't have the capacity one would expect from a high-speed quad. So why, Winter Park? Why did you go with the short terminals? Did you cheap out? Yeah. Funny how things always come back around, huh? When you're not stuck in line at a choke point, chances are you're pushing around on a catwalk. Winter Park doesn't have as many catwalks as a resort like Vail, but for some reason Winter Parks are so much more annoying than anywhere else I can think of. To avoid the Olympia choke point, you can take the Whistle Stop catwalk to High Lonesome. But to be honest, you're probably just as well off waiting for Olympia as wasting all your energy to hike, skate, and push along over to Hilo. It seems like at every major point of the resort there's an annoying catwalk. I can no longer complain about Big Valley, but Tin Horn and Wagon Train are still as bad as ever. Whistle Stop is Whistle Stop, and let's not mention Corridor and Corona Way. And of course, for any green skiers trying to head back down to the base from up on the mountain, hear my warning. You will be stuck on a catwalk that, while not necessarily flat, is super narrow. And oh yeah, you'll probably be sharing it with 100 of your best friends, most of whom do not care a single bit about your personal space. This year, Winter Park pushed to open fairly early in November. Their opening day terrain was just a green catwalk, but it was okay because it was opening day and other runs would open soon after, right? Wrong. Winter Park decided to prioritize their tubing operation. I watch the webcams every day. All of the pumping capabilities of Winter Park's snowmaking system was used for the tubing hill. I watched massive whales develop under the cabriolet, while Cranmer, Larry Sale, and Hughes sat completely bare. Last I checked, there were way more people who ski than tube. Every single Winter Park Instagram post for the past month has had a comment section completely filled with people complaining about the limited terrain. I would like to make it known to all of you just why exactly they have such limited terrain. They heralded the opening of the Prospector lift like they just won some award. Meanwhile, Keystone practically has its entire front side open, top to bottom. Pathetic. Do better. Something that's not super noticeable but tells you a lot about Winter Park is the closed zone under High Lonesome. In years past, this entire section showed closed. In this year's map, only a small section containing bike park features is closed. When it was marked as closed, everybody still skied it anyway, and Winter Park has finally given in to everyone and just removed the designation. Another example of Winter Park being just plain soft is the reopening of the Jelly Roll terrain. This Jelly Roll area of the Cirque was closed a long time ago due to a poaching scandal, but while it was closed, plenty of people still skied it, and so Winter Park gave in to everybody here and reopened it. Speaking of old stuff, it used to be that back in the day there were 3 chairlifts serving the main section of Winter Park territory, where the Explorer Express is now the sole lift. The Apollo Double and Outrigger Triple took traffic away from the lift that, at the time, was called Eskimo. Nowadays, while Explorer isn't the busiest lift on the mountain, it gets pretty darn busy. And you can't escape to Prospector because the Prospector line doesn't move. It looks short, but it seems like you can never get to the front of the Prospector line because of the permanent onflow of ski school. So yeah, it would be nice to at least have Outrigger still. but Winter Park cheaped out in building the Eagle Wind lift and opted to take the Outrigger lift for it instead of building new. Over by the base of Panoramic is the Sunnyside lift. Everyone knows that Pano gets the longest lines on the mountain, and that if you want to ski its terrain, you just have to wait. But it used to be that while everyone was waiting in the Pano line, nobody wanted to ride the old slow Sunnyside triple. As such, lapping runs such as Edelweiss and Bluebell was quite enjoyable because they weren't busy and there were no lines at Sunnyside. But then Winter Park upgraded Sunnyside. With the new Sunnyside 6-pack, everybody laps Edelweiss and Bluebell. Nowadays, those two runs have some of the worst snow on the mountain at all times of year, just due to the sheer volume of people that ski those runs because they're attracted by the quick ride on Sunnyside. This is one of the rare instances of an upgrade to a detachable backfiring. Of all ski areas, leave it to Winter Park. Winter Park used to be great, but these years it feels like one of, if not the busiest resort in Colorado. I've only scratched the surface of Winter Park's problems, but no matter what, I still enjoy skiing there. And now, let's finish off with this, because seeing this chairlift getting destroyed is just frickin' epic. All my love, I'm out.